It can be really challenging when a client with bright blonde, really straight hair wants to get a super crispy, nice mid drop fade. And it can be really challenging because sometimes with this texture of hair, it's hard to follow the guidelines. It's really easy to get lost. But that's why the Never Late Again framework is so important for doing all types of haircuts, especially this one, because it's going to keep you organized and it's going to keep you efficient and remove the stress from cutting the hair, guys. So what we're going to do is start today with evening out the hair all the way up on top. My client wanted to have a number 3.5 guard, so just make sure that you're very thorough. If you're using the Tomb 45 clipper like I am here, make sure that you have the turbo on. You want to have the highest speed available on your clipper. Even if you have a clipper on your station that has higher speeds than the other, you just want a fast moving blade so that way you can get all the way through all these hairs and you can reduce the number of passes that you're going to need to get the hair fully even. You definitely can, just do your best in the meantime. You're always going to come back at the end of the haircut and just like kind of blow dry the hair out, make sure nothing else is sticking up, because it's going to be very easy to miss hairs when it's very straight, especially when it's very light like this, guys. So we're doing the 3.5 and we're cutting against the grain as well. And against the grain means that if the hair is growing forward, we're cutting it backwards. If the hair is growing to the left, we're cutting it to the right. You're getting that cutting blade as close to the root as possible, getting up and under the hair root itself. You'll see here that I'm starting my fade with the clipper all the way closed, and it's not just because it's this hair texture, guys. I do this across every single one of my haircuts, every single hair texture that comes across my chair. I start my fades with the clipper all the way closed. And by the way, I know a lot of you guys are having trouble finding, how do I do this method on curly hair? How do I do this method on wavy hair, on high fades, on low fades, whatever? I have a school group that I just put together. I'm going to put in the description down below. And essentially, I organized all of my YouTube videos that I've done using the Never Late Again haircutting system to categorize it classroom by classroom. So you'll have a straight hair classroom, a wavy hair classroom, a curly hair classroom, and it's at no cost. You guys will be able to access that for free. I just wanted to provide you guys some value so it's easier for you to find the tutorials that you need. Okay, so I just wanted to drop that. It's a new thing I just put together. The link is in the description below. But the reason I do clipper close, guys, is because it's going to be so much easier to fade this line out. For years, I would do the bald line with the trimmer, and it was just too hard to fade out. I would always push my fade too high. And that's the same reason why this secondary guideline I'm doing with the half guard all the way closed. You want this guard line to be parallel, right? You want it to be totally parallel to the guideline that you first put in. This is what we call your primary guideline and your secondary guideline. The primary guideline determines, hey, from this point forward is bald. The secondary guideline kind of controls the shape of that transition, right? So that's why we have a nice smooth flow following the shape of my client's head here. And the third step, now we're switching over to the 1.5 guard with the lever all the way open. And again, it's not because I did the 3 up on top. You guys have seen haircuts where I've done scissor trims on top and I float the 1.5 open up into the bulk at the very top of the head. I like the 1.5 open because it leaves the hair just dark enough so that way you can still have transition. You can still control where the darkness is in the haircut. And then when you close it, that's when it kind of starts to lighten up. But the secret, guys, is you need to roll this clipper up and off the head. With a haircut like this, it's a good idea to apply pressure at the bottom and then float your way up and off the head. Because if you can do this, then you can start skipping guards. Now, if you're not fully comfortable with this concept of, floating guards and skipping guards, then you can use, what I'll call your training wheels, right? Use your 4 guard, your 3 guard, your 2 guard, your 1, then your 1.5. But don't use those guards unless if you're practicing the floating motion. And that motion is the same reason why here now I'm skipping the 1. I'm not even going to use the 1. I'm going in here with the half guard all the way open. And the same concept applies. Pressure at the bottom and then float your way up and off the head, and it's going to blend seamlessly into that 1.5 close. You remember how we closed the 1.5 after we had it open? And you may be wondering, why does this work? And it's because you've already covered the length of the one, right? The 1.5 close, it already covered the one open. The half open already covers the one guard close. And that's why at this point, we're able just to move on to knocking out the very bottom guideline here, guys. You did this. This is where you're going to understand why we start clipper closed. You already did clipper closed, right? Now you can perfectly match that clipper closed just by pushing that line a tiny bit up. Okay, we're going to break through that line at the very bottom, clipper closed. And when it's time to go a little bit higher, you're going to see that I open the notch a little bit, which means it's time to go a little longer. So then back and forth, you push this line up a little bit. It's time to go longer. You go a little higher, you go a little longer. You go a little higher, you go a little longer. And you do this over and over and over until you can match perfectly what you set in there with the half guard. Remember when you set your secondary guideline in there. So don't push it too hard. You know, you don't want to go and create your mid fade. You don't want to make your mid fade a high fade at this point. That's what I would have to do before, when I would set my guideline in with my trimmer. It was such a sharp line that it was just too difficult. I would have to apply too much pressure. I would have to remove too much hair, and then my low fades became mids, you know? So I think that's something interesting, guys. Starting the fade with a softer guideline is going to make it so much easier to be able to blend it out at the very end. It's just more user friendly. Obviously you can do it with the trimmer. You know, people have been doing it for years. I just find it much more difficult, much more challenging. But leave a comment down below. What do you think about that? I also would like for you to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about leaving the bulk at the very bottom. If you noticed, I didn't clear the bulk first. I do have a reason for why I do it. And I know sometimes people love it, sometimes people hate it. But before we address that, I guess now I'm out of time. We're going to address it now. But anyway, I hope you left a comment down below why, you know, or why you do not leave the bulk at the bottom. Because for me, look at this. You see, I'm able just to concentrate on the fade area. I'm able just to concentrate from the bald to the dark and give it that best transition I possibly can. There's no skill involved in removing bulk. Now this is where I go in with my trimmer, and I'm able just to kind of push away all the bulk. You know, there is no blending, there is no skill involved in that. The trimmer is going to go right away and remove all this. So it's interesting. It really helps me concentrate. I get a little ADHD, I get a little scatterbrained at times, so it's easier for me just to concentrate on the transition band right there, right from bald to the half to the 1.5 to the top. I just want to concentrate on that little area there. And once I'm happy with the blend, I can remove the bulk at the bottom. Then if your client's skin can handle it, now you can follow up with the foil shaver too. And of course, that totally just depends on, you know, your client's skin sensitivity or whether they do truly want like a smooth skin bald finish at the bottom. But, you know, I have other videos as well where I break down that technique. But now, you know, part of efficiency is you've got the tool in your hand. Go ahead and do everything that you need to with that tool now. So that's why I didn't line them up at the beginning. You know, now I went ahead and used my trimmer, I balded it out. Now I can go ahead and start lining them up. I can start defining his C curve. Then we're going to be able to hit the lineup too. You know, my client definitely likes to have a more symmetrical lineup, right? He has a pretty strong widow's peak, so we're going to remove a bit of the widow's peak. And that's all based off of client requests. You know, some clients are going to want to have a fully natural lineup where it doesn't look like they were lined up at all, you know, and that's okay. But some clients are going to want to have some cosmetic work. You have to ask them and see what they want, right? So I always, either way, whether you're going to do a professional pushback, whether you're going to leave it fully natural, for me, it's important to start in the middle and then work your way off to your chosen side. Whether some people like to do the more recessed side, some people like to do the fuller side. Either way, pick a side and work your way there. Then you return to the middle and then you do the other side. This is going to help you balance the two sides of the lineup. This is going to help you, instead of having one long job starting all the way on the left corner and working your way all the way to the right corner. This is going to help you take one long difficult job and break it up into two smaller jobs. You got your left side, you've got your right side, and little by little, you can go chipping away and balancing them out. So it's cool. Haircutting does not have to be difficult, guys. You can get crispy lines, you can get blurry fades without racking your mind. You know, it's really, when I came across and I was able to kind of put this system together, just tailored to what works for me, and I realized it started helping other people. That's when I knew I had to do more with this, with the Never Late Again framework. So leave a comment down below, man. Let me know if it helps you guys. You know, I also call it the Never Late Again framework because it helped me remove that stress from my mind. It helped me stop running late. I mean, I found myself losing clients all the time because I was constantly running late, you know, because I was switching haircutting systems, going from one YouTube barber to another YouTube barber to another, always switching things up. When I found something that worked consistently across all hair textures, that's what saved my career, honestly. That's what I wanted to do for you guys. So this is the finished product, guys. Do a little bit of, you know, detailing, like I said, removed all the rest of the loose hairs. But I hope it benefited you guys. Definitely leave a like, comment, please subscribe as well. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We've already broken 50. We'll see if we can close the year with 100. But guys, like, I really appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Leave a comment down below if you have any requests for future videos, future content. I'll catch you guys soon.